Scott Basin, all the guys, all the people in the town. They're excited we were here, and it was really nice. I mean, we were received with open arms, and the fishing was just good.
Captain Brian Wilson. I've been fishing the Gulf Coast here for close to 30 years now. Been guiding this waters here since I was 20. And generally been fishing snappers, kings, dorado, ling, and everything in between. We blue water to sword fishing, to marlin fishing, to inshore red fishing, jetty fishing. Just everything that these waters have to offer, we fish for.
You know, that marina was really set up nicely. We had the boats in the shade, which was really nice.
I think that's kind of important in Texas.
I guess you got the boat in the water the day before I got here.
Yeah.
And Brian come walking down the dock, showed up, and we were out, man. You head out that main cut where the jetties are, and there are massive ships anchored up everywhere.
Now I know where they're going. They're all sitting out there in Galveston Bay, waiting to come in here, unload, reload, whatever it takes. But what's cool about that is, it turns out every one of them is a bait keeper.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's got an anchor in the water, according to Brian, they probably have bait within a couple of days. So there was hundreds of opportunities to get all the bait we needed, and it didn't take long. First stop, we were loaded up in about 30 minutes.
How far do I let it down, boss?
I would just throw it right off that anchor chain and just let it fall. We're 50 foot of water. I would just let it fall until you feel them start loading up on it.
What are we looking for here? Blue runners?
Blue runners, more of those hornbellies.
They were using baits that we would kind of cull through back home and probably never use. I'll never make that mistake again, because those hornbellies, or the Atlantic bumpers, which I shag off all the time. I'm gonna have to try them on the mutton when I get back home. I mean, they do have a fin in them that can get you, but so do a lot of the baits. What do we call these things?
Hornbellies.
Oh, Scotty's happy. Redfin herring.
Oh, and a greenback.
But once we caught the bait, he took us to the hard bottom spot, the first spot we got to. He was looking for some kingfish. Ton of bait there. We didn't spend a whole lot of time, but we did check it out just to see if there was a possibility for some kings.
So we bump trolled around and we didn't get what we were after, and Brian didn't care. I got hundreds more spots, and that was the beauty of the whole thing. Didn't anchor down, we just checked it out and off to the next spot. On the way to the next spot, there's a weather buoy. Check that out. Big Cobia on it. There's one swimming right there, ain't there?
Yeah, Big Cobia right there.
Right under their boat, two of them. You know, we stopped at two places. We've already seen cobias twice, so like, man, we keep doing this all day. We're keep building into a really nice cooler full of fish.
Every spot we stopped at, Scott, there was tons of life, tons of bait. Like you said, there was a cobia on it. So far, every time we stopped the boat, we saw cobias.
One of the next stops, we were able to actually get the rods bent in. It was a variety of everything.
I got a wreck not too far away that it's going to have action, because that's what we were ultimately looking for, is a little bit of action. You know, you went ahead and put that blue runner on that stinger rig that Brian had tied up, and slung it out there off the bow, and then came back to the back of the boat. And he saw that rod go off. He ran up there, and I think he was even fired up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, them guys like seeing them big old cudas, and that thing was a monster. You like how Scott put that in the rod holder for you?
I like that.
There's a method to his madness.
Is that a kingfish or a cuda? That's a cuda. Big old cuda.
Ooh,
That's a whopper.
The wall hanger there.
Woo! I'll gap him so we can get you.
You stand there and grab that one and lift him up, Scotty. They don't make them like that in the Keys.
Let's see what we got here, if he's calm.
Yeah, I get that little gap. Yeah. I'd do that, be on the safe side.
chompers on that one, buddy.
Yeah, it'll be a long ride home.
I mean, it was loaded with everything, like you said. But the more impressive was the size of the barracudas. The barracudas were unbelievable.
Growing up and charter fishing in the Keys, so that was a staple 20 plus years ago, and now it's almost a thing of the past.
Hold that thing up, bro.
Oh, wait, grab his tail. It's like a wahoo.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Everything's bigger in Texas, Brian. All right, let's swim him off. What do you got there, buddy?
I got a red snapper on your rod, I think.
Oh, man.
Or a mangrove.
What do we got to do with this one? There's fish on here now. Tell me which way to go.
Oh, I've gone a couple, there it is.
There. Oh, this was in the bottom. That one might have to go to dinner. That was a live bait. You want another big blue runner, or wait till the next drift?
I'd say wait till no drift.
All right. We were hitting all kinds of depths from 60, 90, 130, and they were all holding. They were all holding. But then we got those really beautiful red snappers. I mean, I love my muttons, but those were a lot easier to get to bite, not to catch. They wrecked me up plenty. They're still strong.
See it work.
Well, the variety of ways to catch them: fly bait, dead bait, knocker rigs, not the Keys, 60-foot leaders, 20-pound tads. Yeah. They're there for the taking.
Yeah, they're a different animal. I mean, there's not often you get to use a 130-pound test leader and get bites. Then all of a sudden it'll go real fast.
And there it goes.
Pretty cool. I like that.
Coming up on these wreck areas that we fish, you know, knowing that we have a lot of surface fish, a lot of cudas, kingfish, sharks in general. We have multiple species of sharks that we deal with, and you know, and tackle-wise, you know, you got to up your game on your tackle with these guys. They'll tear up your leaders, they'll tear up your line, and you know, you'll end up losing a lot of terminal tackle with these fish that we deal with daily.
So I remember one of the times we had a little red snapper get cut off as we were reeling it up by the cuda. And then, so the cuda was over there trying to eat the red snapper, and then here comes the shark, and now the cuda and the shark are fighting each other over the red snapper. It's just, there's so much to see out there, and Galveston really does have it all. You know, when we rolled up on the spot, we saw a little bit of life on top. You know, we saw a turtle. I think we saw a couple big barracudas around. But man, we looked over at the Simrad bottom machine, and it was lit up. I mean, just the amount of fish that was marking on that thing was very impressive. Look at them red snappers on that screen, Cap. Right on that back side.
Right on the back side. 80 foot down to the bottom.
Man, y'all got it good over here. The variety. All the meat fish you want.
Sport fish, meat fish, anything you want.
Got it all, man. I know what you were saying, you go a little further out and you get swordfish.
Swordfish,
all the deep
marlin,
drop species, marlin, sailfish.
everything.
That's awesome.
How'd you know you still had a piece of bait on there? Turn around.
Turn around.
So one of the general fish we mainly fish here is the red snapper, which our season will run from June 1st. Every year it kind of varies. We'll get 60 to 70 days according with the seasons that they give us.
Broke the spirit almost.
Now you just got to get them through the cudas. What do you think, Steve? Snapper?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna guess a snapper. Or a snapper. They say grouper, but there ain't no sunlight. A nice snapper, buddy. Big old red snapper.
That's a real one.
Woo! Sure. Can't get away from these things, huh, Cap?
Nothing wrong with that, right there.
That's why you come to Galveston right there.
Look at that one.
Yeah, pretty fish. You want to use that device?
Yeah, let's give it a whirl. Set that at 50.
All right.
I think we're at 50 there. Yeah.
And then
So we
this
just flip her on.
flipped onto this rig or what? Tie a little loop in it.
Got a little loop right there, and we'll send it right on back down.
Pretty cool little device. All right. And it'll pop right off.
You got her set at 50 foot.
All right.
Got a weight on there. We let it go that far right on back down towards the bottom.
You know, a lot of times when you release fish up from the deep water, they get blowed up from the pressure. You know, it's a lot more pressure down on the bottom than there is on the surface. So a lot of times they blow up, and you need to have some type of device to get them down. So we were fortunate enough that there's a local West Marine right here in Galveston. We went over there, we picked up this device where you clip it on to the fish, put a bunch of shinkers on, and that thing will take it down to whatever depth you want it to go, and then it releases. And that thing was very handy, with allowing all these fish to get down to the bottom unharmed. You know?
So on that sequelizer, you got it set at 50?
Set at 50.
Awesome. So yeah, when it starts going down, once it hits about 50 foot, it's going to release, and all of a sudden your reel's just going to take off a little faster. Fish will be gone, and it'll swim back down to the depths.
All right, I'm gonna send this one back down, Captain. Set at 50, and let's see what happens.
Going down.
Right there, buddy. That was it.
That's awesome.
And it popped open. Lets him go.
Cool.
Whatever you say, Cap, let me know. All right, fire in the hole.
Going down.
Making some grunting sounds over there, Scotty.
I got a meat fish. I'm almost out of your way. I'm gonna need the old sequelizer. And some air.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Shark release.
There we go.
Oh, look. See, you ask and you receive.
Perfect. We're gonna give him the hook anyway.
Exactly. Well, Cap, I'm good, man. I had a great time here in Galveston with you. You've officially wore me out.
All right. Let me.
So, you know, it was really great to be able to get out there on the water. You got such a great town here. You know, you got a great beach, great restaurants, plenty to do for the family, and then also to be able to get offshore and really catch some really nice quality fish. This place is, I would highly recommend anybody, you know, in the Texas area or even not, to come on down and give it a shot.
I'm gonna cut a few rigs off. They don't beat us up on the way home. Brian's waiting for the acceleration. Thanks for the help there, Captain.
Finding out that some of their ways of fishing is generally the same way we do here. But I also learned a lot of good ways of fishing from those guys, and maybe they learned a little bit from me, and we can see what works there and versus what works here, and you know, and just getting to know the guys has been a great experience.
All right.
Steve's already in the shade, Cap.
I'm just waiting for you guys.
I think Steve's already into the wind.
I didn't want to get in y'all's way. That last shark kind of got me heated.
Tell you what, we went through a little tackle today, Brian.